Hi, I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. So you're making a bunch of content on YouTube, huh? But it's kind of nerve-wracking. Well, how do you speak confidently in front of a camera? Well, let's go over that for you. By the end of this video, you will have a plan to kick nervousness to the curb and speak confidently in front of the camera. Let's get started. Got a couple tips for you that will help you speak confidently in front of the camera. First, where's the best place to build your confidence? I've got a suggestion for you, a mindset switch to make it really easy, and a few tips and techniques and tricks that you can apply right now. So you start in the camera, you hit record, you step in front of the camera, and you just freeze up. Well, maybe not freeze up, but we're not seeing the real you, that's for sure. So how do you speak confidently, calm down, and start to talk about the things that you know the world is clamoring to hear from you? Well, here's one quick technique to get you started. You know, I totally get it. Some people are comfortable in front of a camera, some people aren't. There's the class clown who can step into any situation, get the spotlight on them, and take over. And then there's the rest of us who kind of ease into a situation or maybe don't even want to be seen at all. But something has told you that you need to get a YouTube channel going, okay? I get it. So, to stand confidently in front of that camera and say what you got to say, the best place to start is with your own knowledge. You know what you're going to talk about. You've found the subjects that you want to cover. You've got questions. People have talked to you about this stuff before. And in fact, you're already doing it on a daily basis in your own business. So what's different? Well, it's kind of weird because first of all, you got this black circle staring you in the face. You're not getting any feedback from it. Whereas in a real conversation, you're getting plenty of feedback. You see body language, facial expressions. They start to ask another follow-up question as you're answering, that kind of thing. Camera doesn't do that for you. That's why you have your content planned out. You know exactly what you're going to say because you've had this conversation in real life. Ooh, there's a good place to start. What questions have you been asked? Start with those. And you know you've got an answer for it because you've already answered it for your customer or your client, right? One other little trick, a little mindset trick that not too many people are aware of, think of it as a dialogue. In fact, you already started this dialogue that we're in right now. You sat down and you typed how to speak confidently in front of a camera. So I said, oh, well, I can speak to that a little bit. And the results popped up in front of you. And now you hit play. So you started the dialogue. The same thing is true for your customers and clients. The stuff that they're looking for, they've already thought about, they're already contemplating, they're trying to figure out on their own. So they decide to go to Google, maybe YouTube, and typed in, how do I, ... what is the best, ... how do I possibly, ... and there you are answering that exact question because it's in your wheelhouse, you know what you're talking about, and you answer that question every single day. Now it's time to take advantage of it. Get it recorded, and there's a million things you can do with it after that to help your customers and your clients get to know, like, and trust you. And isn't that what it's all about? You don't do business with anybody you don't know, like, or trust. They're not going to do business unless they know, like, and trust you. And this is a great way to do it. Is this making sense? Am I covering what you need? Let me know in the comments below. Tell me if I'm missing anything, or is there something specific you want to know about? In fact, I'm going to get into some exercises here that you can do here in a minute. So if there's anything outside of this, just put it in the comments below. I read everything and I'll get right back to you. Some of the mechanics of speaking on camera. Some of them are very, very simple. These are things that you've probably heard of, and I'm just going to stir them up and bring them back to the surface so you can revisit them. First of all, breathing. Breathing is essential, not only for speaking, but for your stamina, for your standing. You could be standing for hours on end recording videos. If that's the case, your legs are going to get tired. Without the proper oxygen, you're not going to last at all. So breathing is critical. I remember the first time I first started doing some videos, I was breathing from way up here in the upper part of my lungs and not breathing naturally or normally. And once you start breathing naturally or normally, you relax quite a bit. You relax a lot, as a matter of fact, and then you can just keep going for quite some time. So be sure to tune in to your breathing. And if you have to, the old in through the nose for 5 counts, hold it for 2 or 3 counts, out through the mouth for 5 counts. Just get that going. A lot of benefit to that over and over again, 5 to 10 repetitions. Number one, you're getting tons of oxygen back into your system. If you're really nervous, it calms you down. And also that you are much more prepared for what you're about to say, because now that you're there, you're in the moment, it gets you focused, and you can start talking again. Another great way is practice. Practice, practice, practice. And a couple great ways to practice. I'm sure you've already heard of the first one. Talk in front of a mirror. Start with your notes and look in a mirror. Watch your gestures. Watch your facial expressions. Watch what you're doing. Pay attention to that, because all of that is going to play into your delivery and how it's being received as well. That's the critical part. How is it being received? So always start off with practicing. I would caution you in this particular topic, in this particular technique, try it, get started with it, but don't make it the habit. The best example I can give to you is like in a dance class, okay? You've got the ballerinas are at the bar and they're doing their warm-up exercises or whatever they're doing in their dance. And they always like to look, the one wall in a dance studio is always nothing but mirrors. Well, when you're at the bar and you gotta look at the mirror, that's not the way you should be dancing. And I will tell you right now, that's not the way you should be talking, but it's a great introduction. Get started there, but try to get away from the mirror as soon as you can. And another great way is with a friend. Be proactive, go out with a friend, take them out to coffee if they got to sit there and listen to you. Or you could do it somewhere where it's not as in public or conspicuous. But talking with a friend, getting them practicing your speech, talking to them, telling it to them, maybe even a coworker, especially if it's something at work, either a coworker or a boss or maybe an employee, whatever it is for you, that you're not going to miss the information. You're not going to skip over something that was crucial and you should have covered. An extra set of ears or eyes certainly does help. And that's a great way to do it with a friend or a colleague. One other very important mind shift is connecting with your audience, engaging with your audience. Well, I have a free PDF download for you that you can get right now. You can be reading it in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Right now, in the description, there's a link for engaging your audience. The 3 secrets to skyrocketing your podcast. And when you can make this type of connection with your audience and take them from raving fans to paying customers, you've won. But there are a couple things that you can do immediately to start that engagement off on the right foot. So get that PDF, order yours right now, click on the link below.